Assalamualaikum and hi. I am from Group A, Construction Technology. My name is Muhammad Hakim bin Irwanto. My matric number is 285540. I will explain about process involved in construction technology. First is project life cycle, activity involved during construction project. Third is key player. Four is project planning and controlling. Five is successful construction. Construction lifestyle have five is first is initiation, second planning, implementation and execution, performance and monitoring, lastly is closing. First is in construction life cycle is initiation. We need to create and evaluate to the project to determine if it is feasible and if it should be implemented at the beginning of the project. Here two objective or requirement of the project are identified. This can be a business problem or opportunity, appropriate response to requirement document. In business case, if recommend solution option. A feasibility study is conducted to examine whether each option clearly identify the project objective and a final recommended solution is determined. For the project manager is appointed. Second is planning. Planning tasks resources requirement are identified along with strategy to produce them. A project plan outlining activity, task, dependency, and time frame is created. Finally, we need a document to demonstrate the quality plan, providing quality target, assurance, and control measure along with the acceptance plan listing the criteria that must be met to gain customer acceptance. Third is implementation and execution. Progress should be continuously monitored and appropriate adjustment made a record as the deviation from the original plan. Project manager use this information to maintain control over direction of the project by comparing progress report with the project plan to measure the performance of project activity. Performance and monitoring. This stage is all about measuring progress and performance to make sure that the project management scheduling is working. Typically, this phase occurs simultaneously with the execution phase. And lastly is closing. During the final closure, the important is on providing the final deliverable to the customer, that is handling over project documentation to the business, termination of supplier contract, releasing project resources, communicate the closures of the project to all stakeholders. Last and final is conduct lesson learned studies to examine what went well and what didn't. Second process involved construction technology is activity involved during construction project. First is marking and grading. One of the first steps in construction is marking, which involves marking the plot area for future reference. The worker can always find their way around the workspace. Tend to this. Second is excavation. This is a fairly broad term. There are several different types of construction activity in excavation. They include basement excavation, which dig the earth out to prepare for a basement to be built. It also includes mud, rock, and topsoil excavation, all of which include removing the substance from the workspace. Third is concreting. The process of pouring concrete is another major activity in construction. It is often used for the base for building, for roads, bright pipe, and many other applications. One of the reasons it has become so popular in the construction industry is that concrete is easy to make in large quantity, and it changes state so that it is easy to work with and manipulate. Carpentry. This is a general cutting and installation of the material that will be used for the construction of a structure. Carpentry used to be a word that described individual working with wood, specifically, but now carpentry means working with several different materials. Brick masonry. Brick mason lay the brick, ensuring that they are laid in a way that is structurally sound. For example, laying is brick one on top of the other allow for crack to go all along the entire wall. Third is plumbing. In structure that require plumbing, there are specific plumbing activity that must occur to ensure that they will function properly. These include putting in piping and fixture for both incoming potable water and outgoing waste. Welding. This is the activity of attaching two metal together using earth is welding, a crucial action in construction used to bind with metal, especially for structural purpose. There are different types of metal and different conditions. Uh, Third process involved in construction technology is key players. First is owner or client, second construction manager, third general contractor, four is specially contractor, five is architect engineer, six is construction labor force. First is owner or client. The owner actually make the financial arrangement for a project. The owner must put the idea into action with through instance a person or the government may be the owner. Construction manager, the person who actually manage the construction process on the owner behalf is called a construction manager. In some nations, construction manager is uncommon. General contractor (GC) is the person who actually execute execute the contract. He actually negate the contract with client. He actually negated the contract with client. He need direction from engineer and client. This make a triangle of owner, contractor and engineer. Contractor sign on agreement with the owner and hold his position. Especially contractor. It also participate in project. Special contractor is an additional name for it. For the sub-project, they actually provide facility to the general contractor. The GC and the subcontractor have reached an agreement. Architect engineer. A consultant is engineer or architect. Engineer will assume ownership responsibility for the project, smooth execution on behalf of owner. Additionally, he coordinates with the contractor. Construction labor force. They are employer in the construction industry and work predominantly on construction site and typically engage in aspects of the industry other than design or finance. For process involved in construction technology is project planning and controlling. What is project plan? A model of the procedure that the project team intend to follow in order to achieve the project goal is called a project plan. It brings together a number of crucial aspects of this, including scope, timing, price, and associated costs. Who is responsible for planning? The plan should be created by everyone on the project team. It's tough to be team effort. In this regard, the project manager tough to lead, but he or she might be delegate some of the administrative tasks and indeed enlist into a project support role. One or more planner may be assigned to largest project. This is key element of a plan. First is product, activity, resources, schedule, budget, risk, execution. Okay, monitoring and control to assist decision-making process at all organization level. Apply closed-loop control principle to the organization project monitoring and corrective action to regularly compare performance to the plan. Take any necessary corrective action to ensure achievement of goal. Take any necessary corrective action to implement the plan. To achieve objective by identifying issue and emerging risks sufficiently early so that action can be taken. Observe performance trend over time as the project progress. Last in process involved in construction technology is a successful construction. Every construction manager hope for successful project, but it is not something that can be achieved with little effort. The amount of time, money, and resources invested in construction project are used to determine its success. In addition, project goal can only be met through a variety of processes, including planning, and control. Company may benefit from the construction software assist in project manager. That's all for me. Thank you.
Peace.